guys. So it is Yasmin here with Hollywood Junket. And as you see here, we have Miss Olivia Rubini here with us. Hi, girl. How
Hello.
are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good, good, good. Enjoying the day. Enjoying the day.
Absolutely.
Um, how's everything? How's everything been? How do we feel today?
Everything is going great. It's a little bit crazy, but in the best, most magical way possible. So I would have it no other way. It's great.
I love it. So, I'll just go ahead and get right onto it because I know that you probably have like a million things to do, so I don't want to take up too much of your time. But my first question is, so your knowledge of 70s rock music helped you with your battle, and you were stolen by Dan and Shay. No, like that was probably one of the most epic steals I've seen in a while. So, what would you say is the biggest difference between John Legend and Dan and Shay so far?
Ooh, that's a great question. Oh God. Well, I feel like it's definitely a different experience having one coach versus two. Having, two minds and two, you know, great minds than artistic minds with different visions and little inputs is definitely really crazy, but I feel like it's just like a wonderful added bonus. But John is just he's an icon. I mean, he's incredible. And the things that he mentions are so small and just like really distinct, but that like not a lot of people would pick up on except people with like really amazing ears like he has. But both teams are incredible. All the coaches are absolutely lovely. And the steal was like the best thing ever. Love those guys for that.
Yeah, you got to experience like three coaches like so early on, which is like it's unheard of, but it's really cool. It's cool to have like that dynamic, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Um, and so like going like kind of going into your battle song, Edge of 17, that was kind of like right up your alley. So
Yeah.
I was wondering if you had any input at all into that arrangement since it was kind of like what you're known for.
Yeah, I mean, I just felt like such an honor to be able to do that song. That has been one of my favorite songs for so long. Because I just love sort of like bad, cool, like edgy female artists who are just like, I don't know, get that like grunge in there that I don't know. It's just like so special and the song is just so fantastic. So, regardless of how it went, I was just thrilled to be able to perform that song in the first place. And I thought the arrangement that we did was really fantastic. We worked so hard on making it really equal and letting each other shine in our own way and having our own, moments that are like fun and us. Um, and I feel like it's so crazy because we have such different voices, but it came together and meshed so well, which was a shock to both of us once we started rehearsing. So I just think it just couldn't have gone any cooler. It was awesome.
The outcome of it was just so like it was such a powerhouse performance. I
Thank you.
like my jaw was on the floor. I just could not believe how cool, like it just sounded so badass, you know?
Thank
And
you.
both of you guys, yeah, like strong females, just like you said. Like, yeah, it was an amazing performance.
Thanks. Yeah, we absolutely went into it just wanting to put on a cool show and wanting it to be just like powerful and just like just kicking.
Mhm.
We wanted it to just feel more like a rock concert instead of being like, "Oh, we're competing up against each other." We wanted it to be like we're in a duet, like we're a duo and we're like feeding off of each other's energy and, you know, loving each other's moments and just really like living in the moment and loving that. So, I think that's what we gave. And I think I think the people can see that. So, I'm stoked.
Yeah, you guys were really like even though it's a competition, it didn't really like feel like it. You guys were very much helping each other. So that was like really, really cool to see.
Thank you.
Um, of course. And you're now on a country team, right?
Yeah.
So you had country mega superstar Keith Urban. You're like giving you kind of a guidance for your knockout round. So he sang a very challenging song, Tiny Dancer.
Yeah.
What was one major piece of advice that you got from that legend?
I mean, I feel like he made such a huge change to the arrangement in that rehearsal. It was originally much lower, as you see on the episode, and he raised it. I think it's like 2.5 steps or something, which is a lot. It's a hefty a hefty key change, um, but it absolutely made the world of a difference in just where it sat in my voice and how I was able to perform it and give it a little bit more oomph. Um, and I don't know. I think Keith just really made that song what it was and made the performance what it was. And he was just really insightful in general about just like little small comments on like little isms and things. Like he was just a great, great mega mentor. He was awesome.
I hear he also smells fabulous. Like
He does. I'm not gonna not gonna say no on that one. He definitely does.
hint of vanilla is what I've gotten. So yeah, I don't know. Like that's probably the biggest takeaway I've gotten from the season so far is he smells fabulous.
Honestly, that's very real. All the coaches smell great. Just gonna put that out there. All smell
Oh,
very lovely.
hopefully one day we all get lucky enough to get a little whiff of that. That's wild.
Yeah, that's the insider tea, is that all the coaches smell great.
Not surprised though, not surprised. So
Absolutely.
can you tell us a little bit? I know you're working on an album. Is
Yeah.
there anything like that you can fill us in on? Anything?
Yeah, I had the first single for the record come out, I think it was like 2 weeks ago at this point. Um, and then I actually have a single coming out at midnight, which is gonna be the second single for the record.
Today?
Yeah, Friday. So it's Friday, so today at midnight. Um, so the first one was called Heartless Woman, and this one is called Love 'Em and Leave 'Em. And so if anyone wants like a rock jam of a song, Love 'Em and Leave 'Em is definitely the one for them. Yeah, I'm super stoked about it, and I think there's gonna be some other singles in the pipeline that I'm really stoked for, and maybe like a late summer album release, perhaps. So I'm really excited. You know, I obviously love the songs. I'm a little biased, of course, but I'm really excited about them, and I feel like it's music that's really genuine to my writing style and my style sonically right now, and I think it's, really, like, touching more on the music that I grew up on, those, classic pop,
Mhm.
rock, artists that I love so much, of course, mixed with all the pop sensibilities. I love Miley, I love Harry Styles, I love the 1975. So it's sort of like a little melding of the 2 worlds. So that's what you can expect, and I'm really, really looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be really cool.
Summer, summer. I'll
Summer.
lock that in. Oh my God, that's so exciting. I think that's
Yeah.
cool because like you have such a. You mentioned some of your favorite artists, and I feel like you definitely sound similar. Like it's very cool to have like such a strong feminine voice. And representing like such a cool genre. Like you just have
Thank
very much a, like a like very empowering like aura to you, which is
I love
cool
that.
to see.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much. That's, like, the best compliment ever. Empowering, that's what we're going for.
I love that. So is that something that you've always kind of like strived to go for in your music career? Like that image, like that you always wanted to do that, or did it just come to be somehow?
I think it's something that I always wanted in the back of my mind because those are the types of artists that I look up to, especially women artists. I'm always like, I like the chicks who just like they do what they want and they don't care and they're empowered in themselves and they do the art that they like and they wear the clothes that they like and it's just like I don't care. Do what you want and have fun in your music and in your performances and art should be about having fun. And and I just think I always looked up to artists like that. So I think once I sort of, found myself a little bit, got my own confidence, and became comfortable in who I am as a person and as a writer and as a performer, I sort of, grew into it a little bit. So it definitely didn't happen overnight. It was some work.
Definitely giving it off though, giving off that
Dude,
like empowering she wolf type of vibe. So I love,
I
yes,
love that.
day and night. And now random, but is law school something that you would ever consider going back to?
I maybe at some point.
Hmm.
I I really still love the idea of going.
Hmm.
I always loved school. I know that's not like the artist thing because most artists are like, I'm so not into that. I'm like a little bit of a rebel, but I loved school and I was like, I enjoyed it. And I think that at some point that might be in the cards, who knows? But at this point in my life, I was just like, law school's always going to be there, but I'm not gonna be, like, young and able to, have, like, the flexibility in my life to do this and, like, adventure and experiment with, my career, uh, ever again, So I was like, I might as well just utilize this time in my life while I can, and if that's in the cards one day, then we'll let it happen.
It'd be so cool to like pull up one day and just have you as a lawyer, like you of all people. That's
Wouldn't
such a
that be
cool.
sweet? Like,
That would be so. I put my full trust in her, 110%.
oh my god,
Like,
thank you.
yes, that's such a cool, like, I don't know, it's such a cool journey that you went from that to like this, and like, look at you now.
Quite different paths of life. It's like total opposites, but it's cool.
Yeah. And I know that you mentioned a lot about your dad and how cool it was to like grow up with like a producer dad. Um,
Absolutely.
we we got to see a little bit of him early on, so like I just want to like kind of get a little bit of an insight of where like where's his head at right now? What does he feel? What is his emotions?
Um, Maybe I'm, like, outing him a little bit, but, like, he's probably, like, crying, like, all the time. He's like
I love
he's
that.
just so stoked and so happy, and, I've put in so much work and, so much time and all for it to lead here, and then in the future, who knows where things will go. But it's also like he's also put in a lot of work. He's always, worked on my music and really like mentored me, whether he knew it or not. That's like he was giving me so much wisdom about everything music. Um, and so it's like I think he feels really validated as well. Um, so it's like it's just inexplicably crazy, and I think he's very, very proud and very, very happy.
Definitely agree with that. Like I wouldn't doubt it. He just even on the first episode, he just looks very he's beaming of like joy and proud.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think proud is probably an understatement, and I'm probably not doing it justice, but, like, the guy is thrilled on life, so
That's so sweet. I love to hear that. That's such a feel good moment. I love that.
absolutely.
And now that for the most part, that pretty much wraps up all of the major questions that I have. However, I know you talked about your project, your album probably in the summer. Is there anywhere else that we can find you? Any other projects that you want to plug for us? Anything at all?
Follow me on all my social media. My at is just Olivia Rubini for everything: Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, all the stuff, wherever you have social media, I'm there. And I also have a lot of music that's already out, so you can check that out as well. It's definitely there's different vibes all over the place, so you can find something for you somewhere. Um, and yeah, just keep your eyes out for all the new music. The single's coming out tonight. You're not gonna want to miss that. And yeah,
I caught you on the right day. Caught you on
you
the right day.
absolutely did. It was the perfect day.
Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, well, I'll definitely be looking out for that. I already followed you, so yeah, pretty much cover all my bases there. But thank you so much for giving us a little bit of your time. I really appreciate it, Olivia.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Absolute pleasure.
Of course. And good luck with everything. We'll be rooting for you, okay?
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Of course. All right. Bye.